I am done entertaining men that hate women. I'm done. The men that like to use our bodies for pleasure and like to trample on our hearts. The ones that say, be my peace and come and disrupt mine. The ones that say, I don't want you to nag me, but then insist on me being their mama. The ones that demand trust and loyalty,
but are unwilling to give the very thing that they demand from us.
I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need your car. I don't need your network or your contacts. I don't need your drama. I don't need your insecurities or your jealousy. I don't need any of it.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, guys, we are going to be taking a look at divorced women who are directing their anger towards men, guys, because of course everything is a man's fault. You know, all of these failed relationships and all of the access to their bodies that these women have given, of course there is no accountability to be taken, and it is all men's fault. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to come and join us for free over on Locals, guys. We're going to be putting episodes over there that are no longer available on YouTube, so make sure that you come and join us over there, guys, because as you all know, YouTube does not really like this sort of content, and if we ever get banned, Locals is where we will be. So guys, make sure to come and join us for free. The link is in the video description. And guys, let's take a listen to what this woman has to tell us. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's jump into it.
Entertaining men that hate women. I'm done. The men that like to use our bodies for pleasure and like to trample on our hearts.
This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say no accountability. This is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, guys, because you have to understand from this woman's perspective, oh, men are just using me for my body. You understand that you can say no, right? You actually don't have to get with these men who aren't taking you out on dates, who aren't taking you seriously. But of course, guys, we can't accept accountability for the decisions that we make. So we have to sit here and we have to blame it on men. We have to say, oh, I'm sick of these men that use me for my body. You understand that in order for a man to use you for your body, you have to allow it. It takes two to tango. Let's continue.
The ones that say, be my peace and come and disrupt mine.
Something tells me that this woman's default setting is not peaceful, but anyway.
The ones that say, I don't want you to nag me, but then insist on me being their mama.
It's super funny, guys, how like every time I see a girl jump on TikTok and say, oh, I don't want to be a man's mother, almost always they demand that man to be their father, you know, to take care of them, to be their emotional support, you know, to guide them through thick and thin, hell, to provide financial support or care, housing, okay? But a lot of these girls, they will say, man, you know, all of these guys, they just want mothers, but yet those same women go straight to men and expect them to treat, you know, to treat them like their daughter, as if he was a father.
The ones that demand trust and loyalty,
but are unwilling to give the very thing that they demand from us.
I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need your car. I don't need your network or your contacts. I don't need your drama. I don't need your insecurities or your jealousy.
Translation, I want to be able to go out and do whatever I want to do with my girls on a night out, and if you question me, you are insecure. That has to be one of the most overused terms in the current year, guys, you know, calling men insecure. You might as well just sit there and say, well, I'm trying to shame men. That's all that you're doing, guys, because it's really funny how, like, a man can have a boundary, right? He can say, look, I don't want to date a girl who's going to do X, Y, Z. And then rather than say, hey, that's a reasonable boundary, or understand it or respect it, no, we have to sit here and we have to call men insecure. Like, guys, I've said this before, but the standards and preferences that men have always shamed, especially when it comes to any sort of physicality or talking with other men, because a lot of these girls, they want to defend their ability to go and talk with strange dudes, and you're supposed to sit there like the good little idiot boyfriend that you are and accept it. And if you don't, well, then you're insecure and you're jealous and you're, you know, part of the problem, your toxic masculinity, blah, 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 the list goes on.
I don't need any of it.
A good woman doesn't need a man. She wants a man who's an asset and not a liability.
Because
this woman's sitting here trying to tell us that she doesn't care about finances and crap, but at the same time saying that men need to be an asset, not a liability. Okay, and here's the thing, okay? You don't need a man. That's cool. Bye. Nobody's asking you to stick around. In fact, a lot of guys are just straight up done. Like, they're literally straight up, they're like, you know what? I don't even want anything from a woman. Y'all are just straight up headaches a lot of the time. Like, these women specifically on TikTok, guys, are downright crazy, man. Like, I did a video a little while ago, right? And I talked about, you know, the things that men want, which is a very short list, mind you. Men are not very complicated. And then I saw a lot of you guys comment and say, look, I don't even want anything. I just want to be left the hell alone. And when you see girls like this, makes absolute sense.
It's an asset and not a liability.
Because I did the work. I did the healing. And it's not my responsibility, nor is it my desire, to babysit you while you try and figure out whether or not you're going to do yours.
Yeah, so anytime a girl says healing, you know, basically she's talking about her failed relationships in the past, or lack thereof, because she hasn't got a man. Healing, guys, is one of the biggest silly words that these girls say. You might as well just throw out everything that they have to say after the fact, because when they say healing, what they're doing is they're positioning themselves as a victim, and they're talking about all of the failed situationships that they went through with dudes that they're highly attracted to, and now, guys, they're going through their healing phase and they're ready for a good man. It's absolutely disgusting.
Come healed and whole and respectful, honoring a woman's heart, or not at all.
We're done. We're done accepting the bare minimum. We're done asking you to love us, and we're done explaining why we should be treated better.
I feel like every time I see a video like this, there should be an asterisk underneath that says, or Chad, right? Like, I'm going to play that last bit back here again, guys, because what she's really complaining about is the men that she's really attracted to. Why don't they give a crap? Why don't they give her monogamy? Guys, one of the funniest things is TikTok videos of women complaining that they don't get monogamy. And let's be completely clear about this, okay? If you think a girl like this is not out here cheating on dudes, you are out of your damn mind. You can feel it from her, guys, because what she's going to do is she's going to take any issue that she has with you and use it as justification to go and do some bullcrap. You can just tell. Let's run that last bit back there. Hang on.
While you try and figure out whether or not you're going to do yours. Come healed and whole and respectful, honoring a woman's heart, or not at all.
Honoring a woman's heart? Get out of here, bro. Like, who does this woman think she is?
We're done. We're done accepting the bare minimum.
Every time a girl says that she's done accepting XYZ, what she's essentially just done is she's told on herself, by the way. Because she said, if a girl says, hey, I'm not going to tolerate disrespect no more, or I'm not going to tolerate a man that doesn't honor my heart, or whatever, you know, language she decides to use, that just means that she has dated multiple dudes who have done the exact opposite, and now she wants you to come along and to do everything that she requires. Even though, guys, she never required it before to screw with the guy. All that she required before was the man to be attractive enough. Absolutely hilarious. But speaking of hilarious, guys, let's jump into this next clip here. As always, we have a girl sitting in her car, arm tattoos at the ready, and this woman, guys, believe it or not, is also divorced. So let's jump into it.
Real quick, can we stop normalizing situationships, hookup culture, friends with benefits, having the benefits of a relationship and not being committed to one person? When did this all become so normal?
It became normal when all of these girls out here felt as though it was somehow liberating. Guess what? As a strong, independent queen that you are, madam, you are not only liberated from the shackles of society, okay? You are also liberated from relationships with men. I thought that this would be a good thing. I didn't, guys. I'm being incredibly facetious, okay? But, like, it's crazy how she'll sit here and say, well, when did this become the norm? It became the norm when women asked for it, they accepted it, and they continue to engage in it. Again, guys, these girls who complain about hookup culture, all they have to do is say no. That's all they have to do, guys. All of these divorces, these single mothers, okay? These girls complaining about, oh, the standards are at the floor. You understand, madam, that you set these standards and you actually don't have to accept them. If a guy comes along and he doesn't take you out on dinner dates and he won't define the relationship, there's a very quick solution. You can just stop talking to the man and say no. But of course, guys, we don't do that, do we? Let's run it back again.
Real quick. Can we stop normalizing situationships, hookup culture, friends with benefits, having the benefits of a relationship and not being committed to one person? When did this all become so normal?
I love it, guys, how, you know, it's like men need to give relationships to women, apparently. And I just want to highlight this, okay? These women, they never take into account, by the way, that number one, the position that they're in, a lot of them are single mothers, or they are divorced, or they're older women with a lot of baggage and a lot of attitude. And then they sit there and they say, well, why won't men give me commitment? And then they start to blame it all on men. And it's like, wait a minute, you could have had everything that you wanted in life. You could have been... guys, I think I saw like an Andrew Tate clip of him talking about this, okay? But, you know, when life goes on, okay, and at the end of the rainbow, when you're an old lady, okay, nobody is going to be sitting there thinking, wow, what a marvelous career she had, what a self-driven and ambitious individual she was. No, nobody really looks at that and goes, wow, what a brave and stunning and awesome woman. You know what gets respect, guys? Strong family units, strong family bonds. Okay, now these girls, guys, they don't have to have kids if they don't want to. They don't have to have all this family. But I tell you what, a lot of these women, they end up complaining when they don't have these things at 35. They're like, wait, where is my Prince Charming? Where is my marriage? Where is my long-term relationship? Where is my children? And you left him in your 20s. It's absolutely hilarious.
Why is it not normal anymore to want to be in a relationship or to want to be married? I'm not saying I want to be married again. I don't know.
She does.
But I do know that I want to spend my life with somebody.
Then do it. You have always had this option available to you. Hell, you still, even at your age now, with all of the tattoos and the questionable attitude, you still have the ability to have a relationship.
I've been single for quite some time, and I've been a part of the situationships, the hookup culture, the friends with benefits. I've been a part of all of that.
And now, guys, she is ready, willing and able to settle down with a lucky man. Hell no. And I don't know if you guys caught that, like if some of you guys aren't watching the screen, but she moved her head, guys, and I don't know if you caught that, but her filter, she has like a very strong filter on her face, and it flickered. In these videos, guys, it's like they complain about men not being honest, okay, and like, why are men such slime balls, and why won't they give honest, straight up answers and honest communication? And these girls can't even present themselves on camera looking the way that they actually do. That's craziness.
And let me tell you, I absolutely today want no part of it. It makes you feel empty. You allow people to take pieces of you and leave and want nothing more from you. They get what they want to fill their void, to fill their loneliness, and take from you and leave you with absolutely nothing. This is
a really interesting assumption that this woman makes, where she says, oh, all of these men who are using her, which again, it's her decision, all of these men who are using her, they're just empty inside and they're alone. Guys, I think that men, Like, yes, loneliness is, you know, affects a lot of guys, but there are also a lot of men who, yeah, they're alone, but they're not lonely. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys are content not having a girlfriend, not having a wife, not engaging with girls like this in any capacity, and they're actually a lot better off for it. And she asked the question earlier, you know, why aren't people getting married anymore? Why aren't men looking for relationships? And I'll answer the latter pretty strongly here. Marriages do not benefit men. I have said this a lot of times. Marriages are not some sort of victory or some sort of solution for men. That's not how it works. Marriages are certainly a solution in one way for a woman. You know, for women, they're literally retirement plans for women. Men don't actually get any benefit from dating you long term or getting married to you, believe it or not. But they always consider it through their lens. They're like, well, I want this, so why doesn't everybody else want exactly what I want? And they're so confused by it.
This is unacceptable. I've allowed it. What we allow will continue to happen, right? So either we put a stop to it or we just allow it to keep happening. The generation that we're in right now, it is easy access to anybody that you want with social media, dating apps, our phone. We're swiping left, we're swiping right. We are on to the next best thing. We have maybe something in front of us that might be great, right?
Why is this girl sitting here preaching to us like she's some sort of great philosopher, and she's engaging in all of the exact same behavior that she's complaining about? And again, I don't care, guys. If these girls want to jump on dating applications and they want to hook up with 100 dudes a year, or guys, I couldn't care less, okay? It doesn't bother me. Go out there, knock yourself out. You are liberated, madam. You are free to make your own choices. As long as they don't involve me, I truly do not give a crap. But it's ironic because what we're doing is we're sitting here, we're engaging in all of the behavior that we don't like, and then we're complaining about it at the end. Like, pick a lane. If you want to be a 304 and make those decisions, knock yourself out. But this like middle ground of like, oh, well, I want to be taken seriously. I want to be a wife. I want to be a girlfriend. But at the same time, I have all of this history of doing this degenerate crap. And then you're like, well, why won't a man put a ring on me? Hell no, man. Absolutely not.
Right? But you're so interested in the next pretty thing, the next shiny toy, that you miss out on a great opportunity with an amazing person, right? We do this time and time and time again. I have been stuck in this cycle for so long of allowing the bare minimum. And I have to put a stop to it, because what I am doing is blocking my blessings for what's truly meant for me.
Yeah, guys, what's truly meant for me, what I deserve. I need my knight in shining armor to come and save me, guys. And I have been blocking that lucky man with all of these other random men, you know, that I've been having fun with. All of these random dudes who I've allowed, you know, into my home and etc. All of these guys have been blocking my lucky Prince Charming. And let me tell you guys, a dude who comes along and says, well, I'm going to put a ring on that, I'm going to have a relationship with this woman, that guy, guys, is an absolute fool. I'm just going to tell you, okay? And I don't say that to roast the guy, but I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes who come across women like this, and then they decide to commit to them, you're basically just inviting a lot of trouble into your life. You know, like you really are. There's a reason why men will sit here and we will shame other men for engaging in that behavior. The reason why we do that is because we don't want to see other men go through a whole bunch of bullcrap and ruin their lives for no reason, you know, whatsoever. So when guys are sitting here making fun of like other dudes or shaming them, it's actually because they want to help them. They don't want dudes to go out here and engage in crap that's going to ruin their life, that's going to ruin their finances, any family potential that they were going to have, or if they did have kids, you know, and the kids get taken away, etc.
Let's normalize being in relationships again, being married, being committed to one person, not having 4 different people and getting relationship benefits from each person and not being committed to anybody. We were designed and built to be with one person and to spend our life with that person.
I mean, that sounds a little bit patriarchal to me, don't you think? You know, like I'm not sure. This sounds all very traditional and conservative and not at all progressive or woke. So I don't know, madam. This is all very scary territory, because, you know, if you sit here as a logical person and you think through what this woman has said, it actually goes entirely against her ethos. Really interesting, guys, how when the time runs out, you know, when we've been divorced, when we want a family, when we want a man, now we want all of those traditional values back. Now we want to start talking about conservative beliefs, right? Because we need these things. Now we're just going to spit in their face and say, hey, come back. And these girls, guys, they have a real problem when men say, no, I'm not interested. You know, like, there are lots of guys who, right, who are sitting there, and they're the type of dudes who, you know, would love to care for a woman or to take her out on dates or treat her like a lady. There are lots of men who are willing, able, and prepared to do that. The problem is, guys, there are not a lot of ladies these days. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments, guys. Don't forget to come and join us over on Locals for free, guys. The link will be in the video description. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can also do that over there, but it is free to join, guys. Again, the link is in the video description. But guys, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.